Six U.S. banks hold over $1 trillion in precious metals derivatives. I want to talk about something most people have never heard discussed on mainstream media. According to reporting by Ed Steer, six U.S. banks are holding over $1 trillion in precious metals derivatives. Let that number sink in, $1 trillion. And that figure was already in place by the end of Q3 2025, meaning it's almost certainly higher today. What does that actually mean? A derivatives position isn't physical metal. It's paper exposure, contracts, bets on price movement. So when we're talking about over $1 trillion in precious metals derivatives, we're talking about massive leverage tied to gold and silver prices. This isn't retail investors. This isn't small funds. This is the largest financial institutions in the country. Who controls the position? When you break the numbers down, something very important becomes clear. This market is extremely concentrated. According to the data, JP Morgan Chase holds 62.1% of all precious metals derivatives. Citigroup holds 29.0%. Bank of America holds roughly 7%. Once you see that breakdown, the conclusion is obvious. This market is effectively controlled by two banks, JP Morgan and Citigroup. Everyone else barely matters. Why this matters? When that much exposure is concentrated in so few hands, price stability becomes an illusion. If metals prices move sharply, if liquidity dries up, if confidence breaks, the losses don't spread evenly, they cascade. And the larger the derivatives position, the harder it is to unwind without disruption, paper versus physical. Here's the key distinction most people miss. Derivatives are paper claims. Gold and silver are real assets. $1 trillion in derivatives does not mean $1 trillion worth of metal exists. It means $1 trillion worth of contracts exist. And history has shown us over and over again, when paper markets stress, physical assets expose the weakness. Why I pay attention to this? I don't see this as random. I see this as a warning sign. When banks build enormous leveraged positions in precious metals, it tells me they understand how important gold and silver are in the system. It also tells me risk is being concentrated, not eliminated. The bigger picture, we are in an era of exploding debt, currency debasement, financial system fragility. At the same time, gold and silver are being quietly accumulated while paper exposure keeps growing. That imbalance doesn't resolve peacefully forever. Final thought. When you see over $1 trillion in precious metals derivatives controlled primarily by two banks, you should ask yourself one simple question. Do you want exposure to paper promises or to physical reality? That's why I believe understanding gold and silver right now matters more than ever. If you want to learn how I'm positioning myself and how to protect against systemic risk, reach out to me. I'm here. I'm with you. Follow for more.